Edward R. Murrow Award for Excellence in Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion for the Culture Club.
Hafa-day and happy weekend. I'm Hannah Devonzo and welcome to KUAM News Weekend Edition. So glad you could join us.
Breaking news unfolding at the start of the weekend. A man is dead following a serious car crash in Baragata Friday night. Guam Police Department spokesperson Officer Berlin Sevilla says the unidentified man was taken to GRMC where he was pronounced deceased by attending physicians. At least 4 others were rushed to the Guam Memorial Hospital for their injuries. They're stable and have been discharged. The crash, which involved 2 cars, happened around 6:14 p.m. along Route 10 near Onsalon Middle School. The crash forced authorities to divert traffic for several hours until the scene was cleared. Guam Highway Patrol officers are investigating.
And a man is facing charges in connection to a shooting in Haggett and is set to admit guilt this week. Defendant Anthony Vincent Ignacio stands accused in a February 2021 shooting where he allegedly told his passenger to shoot another man who was on the road. Ignacio allegedly saying, quote, "Blast him, par," then laughing before taking off. Investigators say Ignacio and the alleged victim got into a text messaging feud, making threats towards one another prior to the shooting. Police say the man who was shot survived. Ignacio faces charges of guilt by complicit to commit murder and aggravated assault. Details of his plea deal have not been made public. He's scheduled to appear before Superior Court Judge Maria Senzon on Monday for a change of plea. And the driver of a car that led Guam police officers on a high-speed chase earlier this year also cut a plea deal with prosecutors. Andrew Tovez is set to admit guilt before Superior Court Judge Alberto Tolentino on Wednesday. Tovez, along with 3 others, were arrested back in March after allegedly leading officers on a chase and even rammed into a patrol car, injuring an officer. Tovez is charged with aggravated assault and reckless driving. His plea agreement not yet discussed in open court. And Guam police and Guam Crime Stoppers need the community's help with hundreds of cases that remain unsolved. Tonight we look at one of them in hopes anyone can help authorities in their investigation. It's this week's Crime of the Week.
The incident was caught on camera inside of JS store in Totu on the night of Halloween. The group can be seen entering the store one by one and grabbing packs of beer. 2 of them are seen disguising themselves in masks and waving to the cashier. While making their way to the door, an employee notices what's happening and acts quickly. The 2 resist the employee and throw the beer out the front door. The men waiting outside jump in on the fight. Mungmung Totu Mighty Mayor Rudy Paco told KUAM News this is not the first time the store has been hit by thieves and reminds the community to remain vigilant. If you recognize the men in the video, you're urged to contact the Guam Police Department immediately at 671-475-8615. You can also submit an anonymous tip to the Guam Crime Stoppers website.
Investigators believe the 4 are underage boys. One of them was holding a knife and hit the store employee while making their getaway. And are you ready for the general election? More than 6,000 voted early ahead of the November 8th. To wrap up Decision 2022's canvassing with KUAM, our Nick Delgado speaks with the head of the Election Commission to bring you all you need to know to be ready for Super Tuesday.
We made it. We finished early voting. How has the Guam Election Commission been doing weeks leading up to this?
Right now, as we speak, we're still working. We're still working out of the office. We're tying some loose ends. We have the test election. And I think we want to make sure that everyone knows that November 8th, that's this coming Tuesday, November 8th, from 7 o'clock a.m. to 8 o'clock p.m. at the 21 polling sites. Please make sure you visit us. Please make sure you bring a photo ID. An expired photo ID is good, unfortunately, we will not accept pictures of IDs. Please bring the actual ID. Again, the law says it must be validly issued, which simply means that it can be expired. It was valid when it was issued. Now it's expired. It's okay as far as the law goes, as far as the election code of Guam. If you forget we've told precinct officials, we've trained them, said if Tenana forgets her ID, maybe we can have someone bring it to her so she doesn't have to come back.
Has there been any changes that people need to know about when going to the polling sites? Maybe they might have to go to a different location.
Already in the primary, it was changed before the primary. Benevente Middle School is no longer a polling site. So those with last names, the people from Dededo with last names beginning with the letter A, all the way to O for Okudu, they have to go vote at Okudu High School. The rest will vote at Liguan Elementary. So in Dededo, those with last names beginning with the letter A all the way to O, they'd have to go to Okudu High School to vote. Changes, I don't know. I think that was the last change that was made. We will have one thing that we want to work on, and we hope it works. We know that we have quite a few accessible voters, Nick. So for the general election, the commissioners at a commission meeting, they asked us to get election assistants. So we will have election assistants situated right outside all the time, so that if accessible voters drive up, we hope somebody will be able to assist them right away, so the wait is not long. And accessible voting is for those who cannot physically walk into the polling site.
And while the test election's done just a couple of days ahead of Super Tuesday to get all the kinks out of the way, have you guys estimated or even discussed at the election commission, or even with the board members, what time we might be done? Could we beat the sunrise?
I'm not gonna say, all right, Nick, but we only have one ballot sheet. So we hope, we hope that it'll be before sunrise. We also, as we were waiting over at Weston, we've talked about the different processes inside Election Return Center. So we hope to streamline that process. We hope to make it a little bit more efficient and effective. We hope to make it a little bit faster. During the test election, we will go through the different processes that we're trying out to to ensure that we're going where we want to go, which means to get the results out earlier for Nick Delgado.
Well, the results out for sure for the entire community. Will be there until that final vote comes in, and I'll be there with you at the University of Guam Fieldhouse as well. Thank you so much, and happy voting, everyone.
Yes, and we look forward to having and hosting everybody at the polling sites. Sidzuus Maasi.
Brings an internationally renowned brand to Saipan, Crown Plaza Resort, a first in Micronesia. Regional correspondent Tomas Manglotnia got a first-hand look and files this report.
A $43 million renovation has turned the former Saipan Fiesta Resort into the Crown Plaza Resort Saipan, the first of its kind in Micronesia under IHG Hotels and Resorts.
And we're very, very confident that Saipan will continue to welcome guests from around the world and bring back tourism to this wonderful island. 3.
The renovations were described as a long-term commitment to the island by the family behind Tan Holdings, who arrived on the island in 1982.
It is absolutely exciting. It has its challenges, but you know, it is beautiful, and we plan to run the most beautiful resort in Saipan.
It comes at a time when island economies are reeling from the frozen tourism market chilled by COVID. Business leaders want to provide a world-class destination with world-class accommodations. The renovations include a redesign of over 400 rooms, restaurants, and facilities.
It is a success story for all of us.
They're expected to open Crown Plaza Resort Guam in the next month. Tomas Maglonia for KUAM News on Saipan.
The Woods brothers, Davon and Tavon, are on their next journey, all in support of foster kids across the world. There are multiple ways you can get involved in helping them continue on with their mission. We introduced you to the pair during their visit to the island last week. The brothers sharing how their mother used drugs while pregnant with them before they ended up in foster care. Both now set on helping others, walking 20 miles in each state, including Guam, raising money for children in the foster system. We caught up with them at the end of their walk from Retidian to the Guam Congress building in Hagåtña.
I ain't gonna lie, I wanted to quit, I did. It was pretty tough. When you get towards the end, you know, we do like 20 miles straight, so we don't stop. But every time I think about quitting, I think about a child that's suffering in the foster care system, and a child that's gone through what I've been through in the system. So no matter how hard it hurt and how much I want to quit, I just keep pushing. I'm just glad, and I thank God that He gave us the strength to finish.
The Woods brothers have 38 states left to walk. To support, you can go to fkm.life. And coming up, we bring you the Culture Club inductee. Keep it here. You're watching Weekend Edition.
One thing about Attorney Fisher is he likes fairness, so I believe everyone will be treated equally.
He likes helping people. I'm looking for a fighter.
I'm looking for a senator who is willing to stand up for the people.
I'm looking for someone who not only supports the older generation, but also the younger generation.
He's a good man and he does what he says.
The Diaz family supports Tom Fisher.
I'm Tom Fisher, and I approve this message.
My name is Leonza Selvage, and I have a 4-year-old daughter who goes to lots of learning daycare. So with the rising cost of living, it helps tremendously with bills. I don't have to worry about paying for childcare services. Knowing that this program is offered to our people, most especially our children, I think something to definitely be grateful for. I learned about Programan Panilan from the mayor's offices here, and my initial reaction to the program, I was actually in disbelief that this program offered free childcare services to our people. I wanted to give my mom a break for a little bit, so when I found out about the program, I jumped right on it. I was relieved because childcare at no cost. I'm thankful for this program because I don't have to worry about an extra set of bills coming my way. I'm grateful to the governor, the lieutenant governor, everyone behind the scenes that made this happen.
Need help paying for childcare? Guam families can receive financial support through Programan Pinilan. Learn more and apply at guamchildcare.com.
My name is Lisa Tahaji. I'm from the village of Yamatic. I lost my job during COVID. For 1 year, I was staying with a family member, but I knew I had to find a place to stay. I was desperately looking for a home. I found out about the Relief Center from the Governor Liu and Lieutenant Governor Josh's Facebook page. I wasn't sure if they could help, but I thought I'd take a chance. I walked into the center and the staff were so understanding and compassionate, they helped me. Within a week, through their assistance, I was called to sign a lease agreement. My kids and I now have a roof over our heads, and I'm grateful for the help of the administration and the Relief Center. For anyone who needs any government assistance, I encourage you to visit the Relief Center. They are there to help.
Welcome back. Now to this week's Culture Club inductee. Take a look.
Culture Club is brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Hafidi and Tito. My name is Savannah Lynn De Los Santos, and I am the 2021 Miss Northern Marianas. Well, with pageantry specifically, I actually joined a pageant in 2014. I joined the Miss Teen 2014 pageant. And that was probably my first entry into the pageant world. I can't say that I was super in love with it because I had a lot of anxiety at the time, but it did open my interest to just using the pageant world as a good platform to share what I'm passionate about and what I believe in. So right now, we are preparing for me to compete for the 60th Miss International in Japan on December 13th. The preparation process has been really great, has been super awesome. We have right now our whole planning process and our preparation process for my evening gown and my national costume, as well as my swimsuit. I was born and raised here. I would say 95% of my life was on Saipan. Saipan really is my home and that's where my heart is. But in terms of representation, it's a really important thing for me to advertise how the Marianas in itself is very unique. But then in addition to the culture and the people being very unique and so beautiful, I would say that it's very important for me to also advocate for a lot of mixed individuals who are here and to just showcase how the Marianas is very diverse and we're just a beautiful melting pot. So I do advocate for people who are like me, whose heart is in the Marianas, but come from different backgrounds. And I really just try to showcase that in everything that I do. Well, honestly, for the Miss International platform, there are so many people that are watching the Miss International journey every single year. And as the representative of the CNMI for this, it's really just such a great opportunity to showcase to the world that though we come from a very small community, we are super united, we're beautiful people inside and out, and it's just such a great way to advocate for what we believe in, not only as individuals, but as the Marianas, and just showcase that using this platform. I can't say that it's easy. There are definitely good days and bad days, and I'm sure this is just the same for every other position or any challenge that you decide to take on. I encourage you to really figure out and dig deep into what you believe in, because there's so many people who are watching you every single day. And once you figure out what you believe in and you dedicate your life to that, everyone that comes across you in your journey through Miss Marianas or Miss International will be so moved. And it's just such a great way to impact the lives of so many people. Thank you so much to everyone who has been there during my journey. It's been a really, really crazy roller coaster, that's for sure. There are good days and bad days, but I'm very grateful for this role. But I did want to also say that there is a Miss International app that just got released yesterday. With this app, starting November 30th, you can vote for your representative. So we have an opportunity as the Marianas to make it to the top 15, but I really just need everyone's help to vote on that app. So please download the Miss International app on your app store and look for the Northern Marianas delegate, which is me, and vote for me after November 30th. So yeah, thank you.
Culture Club is brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Don't go anywhere, sports is up next.
My name is Lisa Tahaji. I'm from the village of Umatic. I lost my job during COVID. For 1 year, I was staying with a family member, but I knew I had to find a place to stay. I was desperately looking for a home. I found out about the Relief Center from the Governor Lou and Lieutenant Governor Josh's Facebook page. I wasn't sure if they could help, but I thought I'd take a chance. I walked into the center and the staff were so understanding and compassionate, they helped me. Within a week, Through their assistance, I was called to sign a lease agreement. My kids and I now have a roof over our heads, and I'm grateful for the help of the administration and the Relief Center. For anyone who needs any government assistance, I encourage you to visit the Relief Center. They are there to help.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month. Plus, a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together. KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
With me on the show, Kristen Nicholas, a 2011 Simon Sanchez graduate, training MMA since you were 16. You're living out in Texas right now, pursuing your MMA career.
Once I started training there, I started training at the arena with Joe Duarte and Vince Salvador. I tried out for their MMA team there, made that team. And then I was just boxing with Joe a lot. And then our MMA program was run by Vince and Charles Martinez. And after I made the team there, we ended up getting stationed in Hawaii. So I say six months after I made the team. So I didn't even get to fight or anything while I was there. It was just the beginning of my career technically. And then after we moved to Hawaii, I was there for a year, kind of took a break from training altogether, but I never really fell off. I just did it once in a while. And then when we came here to Texas is when I started getting serious about it and started actually training every day. And I got my blue belt in jiu-jitsu. And then now it's just pursuing MMA as a whole.
4 amateur fights under your belt. You've been really putting in work these past 2 years to focus on your game and becoming a well-rounded fighter.
So the gym I'm training at is ACS. It's American Combative Systems. The head coach is Drew Ratajczyk and assistant coach is Nico Echeverry. They've been super big on my career right now. Coach Drew's the one that gave me the biggest opportunity right now to fight here in Houston.
Congratulations on your most recent win coming this past Saturday. Tell us about the organization that you fought in and a little bit of how things went for you for that fight.
The organization I just fought with was with Elevate Fighting Championships. That fight was actually really good. It was a good learning experience. I went in wanting to finish it in the first round, and I got super excited. I dropped in 3 times, but the dude was super tough. He just got up every single time, and we went to all 3 rounds. It was a war. He didn't quit at all, so I had to give him everything that I had, and it was actually really good. It was one of the best. It was a good win, and I feel probably the biggest learning experience because it taught me that I can actually dig a lot deeper.
For those out there that want to follow you along your journey, how can they follow you on social media and just support you as you make your way through the fight game?
Right now, they can follow me on Instagram. It's going to be Chris San Nicolas MMA. And then on Facebook as well, it's going to be just Chris and Nicholas. And then I have all my fight updates and just how my training is going on both platforms, so that way everyone can follow and see my journey.
The Triple J Auto Group Robbie Weber Youth Soccer League Fall 2022 Jamboree will be held on November 19th, the final week of the season. There are 121 teams from 13 different clubs in 5 different age divisions: U6, U8, U10, U12, and U15. Games are played on Saturdays at the Guam Football Association National Training Center. Now for some stateside news, Cynthia Dimapon, formerly the head volleyball coach at Untalan Middle School and assistant coach at Notre Dame High School, continues to make history in South Carolina. Dimapon led the Cardinal Newman School to the 2022 SCISA 4A State Volleyball Championship title. The Cardinals from Columbia, South Carolina, swept the Porter God Cyclones from Charleston, South Carolina, 25-11, 25-15, 25-13. Cynthia Dimapon, formerly known as Cynthia St. Nicholas, is the daughter of longtime volleyball coach Fred St. Nicholas. The Marianas Cornhole Club put on a singles and doubles tournament at the UOG Cowboy Fieldhouse. Event coordinator Brandon Sana says there were a few players who showed up and competed for their first time.
We have a 2-part event. So this morning we did our singles, competitive singles. So this is really for those that put in a lot of work, a lot of practice. These are pretty much the best guys we have on island. So we had about 35 participants for our singles. And again, that's the competitive side. We are expecting a lot more for our doubles tournament.
Anyone out there interested in getting more info about the organization and future events, download the Scoreholio app and search for upcoming tournaments.
The good thing about playing indoor is the atmosphere doesn't change with the humidity outside. The board conditions don't change. It stays consistent. So absolutely happy to be indoors here at UOG.
The first day of the Guam Track and Field Association's ID Camp drew over 40 athletes. Elementary to adult members who participate in the camp could be tapped to join future national team training camps.
We have some national level athletes here, and you can see that the look of some of the younger athletes, seeing them run, and they're like, sometimes their jaw drops. But the way the way we see it is a rising tide raises all ships. So if we can increase the caliber across the island, not just with particular athletes, and everybody's going to get better. And the whole island, again, when we step up to Pacific Games, micro games, whatnot, and eventually hopefully have some qualifiers for Olympic Games, we got to start with this, and we got to start young, and we got to get the word out to more athletes here on Guam.
As the GTFA prepares for the 2023 Micronesia Games in the Marshall Islands and the 2023 Pacific Games in Vanuatu, they are always looking to lure new talent into the sport.
I feel like there's some excitement about this sport, and and it's been a while maybe since we've had that, so we want to make sure that we hold on to it and ride that momentum. But again, we also can't be even satisfied with the amount that we have now at this camp. We got to continue on, have more camps, get more kids involved, get more athletes involved, and continue to have it grow, because I've said it before, I don't see any reason why Guam can't compete in every single event against every athlete. I mean, we've seen across the world, we've seen smaller countries have some athletes make Olympic finals, win Olympic medals. And again, if we put up roadblocks on ourselves, we're never going to reach that. So we got to have that mentality that we can compete. We just got to get the athletes here. We got to invest in the athletes, and got to make sure the athletes are motivated to keep going. And that's, this is step one for us. And I'll tell you what, this board and all of us, we're motivated to get the caliber increased to another level.
In programming news, Monday, November 7th on KUAM TV 11 at 4 in the morning, catch the Buffalo Bills take on the New York Jets. Keep it locked to KUAM TV 11 at 7:25 in the morning. Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams face Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Switch the channel over to KUAM TV 8 at 11:15 in the morning. Sunday Night Football, Tennessee Titans at the Kansas City Chiefs.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G. KUAM Sports is brought to you by Docomo Pacific. Better together.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around
life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
I can't make that amount work right now.
Mom, what is it? Can I get new basketball shoes?
We'll see.
Can I please have $20 for my field trip?
I don't know. Can I go to my friend's house after school?
Anak, hindi pwede.
We're all trying our best to make ends meet. The governor's child care programs are helping businesses and working families care for Guam's kids. This ad is paid for with funds administered by the Department of Public Health and Social Services. Visit guamchildcare.com to apply today.
My name is Leonza Selvage, and I have a 4-year-old daughter who goes to lots of learning daycare. So with the rising cost of living, it helps tremendously with bills. I don't have to worry about paying for childcare services. Knowing that this program is offered to our people, most especially our children, I think something to definitely be grateful for. I learned about Programan Panilan from the mayor's offices here, and my initial reaction to the program, I was actually in disbelief that this program offered free childcare services to our people. I wanted to give my mom a break for a little bit, so when I found out about the program, I jumped right on it. I was relieved because childcare at no cost. I'm thankful for this program because I don't have to worry about an extra set of bills coming my way. I'm grateful to the governor, the lieutenant governor, everyone behind the scenes that made this happen.
Need help paying for childcare? Guam families can receive financial support through Programan Pinilan. Learn more and apply at guamchildcare.com.
My name is Lisa Tahaji. I'm from the village of Yamatic. I lost my job during COVID. For 1 year, I was staying with a family member, but I knew I had to find a place to stay. I was desperately looking for a home. I found out about the Relief Center from the Governor Lou and Lieutenant Governor Josh's Facebook page. I wasn't sure if they could help, but I thought I'd take a chance. I walked into the center and the staff were so understanding and compassionate, they helped me. Within a week, through their assistance, I was called to sign a lease agreement. My kids and I now have a roof over our heads, and I'm grateful for the help of the administration and the Relief Center. For anyone who needs any government assistance, I encourage you to visit the Relief Center. They are there to help.
And now a look at your weekend birthday shout-outs.
On your island weekend on Sunday, November 6th, happy birthday from the whole family to Serenity Sablan Diego. And we hope you have a very serene island weekend and a birthday, Serenity. Have a blessed happy birthday. Love and hugs. Your family says, fittingly, enjoy.
You can be a part of the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club by checking out KUAM.com. And that's our show. Thank you for being here with us. We hope you have a safe weekend. And for more news, you can always go to KUAM.com or check us out on our social media platforms. I'm Hannah Devonzo, and good night.